Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Threezero 1/6 scale Mighty Morphin Power Rangers figure unboxing and review. Today, we're taking a look at the Putty Patroller. Now if you're heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon and join button, so you're notified as soon as brand new Power Rangers content goes live on the channel. Before we get stuck in, you'll know me. I'm a massive Power Rangers fan. I grew up with the show, and we don't have that many villains, really, in 1/6 scale yet. Only Lord Draken and Ranger Slayer so far. I had to pick up a second Putty Patroller. Threezero knew what they were doing with this price point. It's just low enough where it makes sense to pick up at least a second. But I might grab one or two more as well. Let me know what you think down in the comments. How many putties are enough putties? As for the box art, we've got their symbol up front in metallic gold foil, their name below that, a picture of the figure in the background, loving the purple lightning all over the place, and a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo in the top right hand corner. On the side of the box, another MMPR logo, this time much bigger, and his name directly below that, still done in gold foil. I love that they do this. They use the classic Power Rangers lightning bolt from the symbol as a frame for the figure photography. Then down below, warnings and legal information. If you flip open this top flap on the box held in place with Velcro, we've not only got an open window showcasing the figure inside, but some more figure photography on the inside of that flap. Another thing Threezero excels at with these Ranger figures is, look at the size of the clam tray. In fact, the entire box is nice and compact, which is going to be great for storage. First in-hand impressions for Putty. So far so good. I'm liking the sheen on the outfit and those metallic red eyes. What we're going to do now is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Something tells me that's not going to take very long. That's it. I'm not joking. No display base, no optional Lord Zed Putty bits, just some hands, and these ones were installed on him out of the box. These aren't spares. I just popped them here to make this look a little bit less sad. Let's start off with his weapon hands first. So the blade, this is made of rubbery plastic. It's cast in grey, but they've added this black wash over the top, and it looks a little bit heavy-handed. Handed, pun intended, I'm so sorry. This ball mace hand, you can make out his fingers up top, so it is specific to the right side. These are made of a soft rubbery plastic, so popping them on the body, I've already tried it, is not a massive challenge. Oh, and these are the other hands. They're these semi-gripping open palm ones. Why don't we get closed fists, or relaxed open palm hands, or karate chop hands, or just something else? If you're giving us only hands, Threezero, you need to give us more than this. They're done in the exact same way as those weapon hands, grey plastic with black washes over the top, and in the craggly crevices. What we're going to do now is put these hands back on him and get the Putty himself out here. Standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. Look, I don't want to overcomplicate it. This is a straightforward figure. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a 1/6 scale Putty Patroller from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I don't want to make the sound. I kinda do. But I'm hearing it in my head right now. That stupid annoying sound the Putties always made. Then when the Rangers hit them, you'd hear that thunking sound. It made no sense, but I was there for it as a kid, and now as a grown kid, I'm still here for it. This is exactly what I was hoping for out of a 1/6 scale Putty. I need more. 2 is simply not enough of these. Proportions, they're solid, but we don't really know who was underneath the outfits. I mean, someone probably does out there, and you'll let me know in the comments if you do. But they can be slightly tall and lanky and gangly, because these are meant to be clay-based creatures at the end of the day. Up close and personal, kicking things off with the Putty Patroller's head sculpt. Threezero sometimes struggle with head sculpts, but that's of actual people. When they're sculpting things like this, they nail it. And they have. This looks exactly like the Putty Patroller should. We've got grey for the front part of the face, then a black wash in all of the sculpt detail work. Some extra detail inside the mouth that looks almost a little fishy, kind of nasty the more I look at it. And some sculpted in wrinkling for the back part of this bald cap. I can only assume that's supposed to be part of his outfit extending over his head, but the color match between the spandex and the head isn't perfect. Luckily, you can't see it from the front, so it's not a big deal for me personally. But my favorite detail on the entire sculpt is the metallic red they've used for the eyes. I'm willing to bet that this is vacuum metallized chrome because of how shiny it is. Now that we've gotten the good stuff out of the way, I've got a complaint. Just one. But his neck is so thick. I'm not sure why it's as chonky as it is. If you thin it out, this guy looks so much better. I'm going to try and find a way to do that. I'm just not quite sure at the time of filming this video how I'm going to get that done. If you've got any suggestions, let me know, because it's bugging me seeing the neck that chonky. It shouldn't be that massive. It makes a massive difference when you fix it. Anyway, his body is probably just one of the Power Rangers bodies, I would assume. There's no way of knowing because the outfit is ladder stitched onto it. You cannot remove it. And this shiny, stretchy, four-way stretch spandex is durable-ish. As long as you don't have rough bits of skin on your fingers when you're handling him, you're not going to see pitting or pulling or anything like that. Just check your hands before you try and pose your Putty Patroller. I would have liked an A and B version of the Putty with different black markings depending on which one you go with. That way, if you army build them, you're not going to have multiples of the exact same figure. You could have had A, B, C even, and then picked up a couple of variations of them, switched out the hands accordingly, and then it would have looked like you've got an army of different putties in the display. These little markings are just heat transfer vinyl on the surface of that spandex outfit. I never do this. I am so confident that switching these hands out is going to be dead easy. I'm willing to do it on camera. Taking off his right hand first, we'll install his bladed weapon. They are coded, so they only go on one side. You can see his thumb right there. But if you want to flip him around and ignore that entirely, just go for it. Then we'll bring in his ball mace weapon, connect that to the wrist peg, and that's it. They're fully installed, they're properly connected, and as you saw, I didn't struggle with them at all, really. I'm glad I got a second Putty Patroller, because I still want to have one displayed with the hands. That's the classic, iconic look for putties for me. Whereas this, I see it more as a modern take on putties. I don't remember if we ever saw them use these weapons in the show. Granted, it's been a while since I sat down to watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. His belt is connected with an actual functional buckle around the back, so you can take it off if you want to. Which means, because there's no stitching underneath it, you could foreseeably turn this into a Lord Zed putty, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that Threezero are working on themselves. The belt buckle is done in this shiny metallic silver, with a heavy black wash over the top. The belt looks like it's made of grey leather, but it could easily be some sort of durable vinyl as well. I saw some folks commenting on another YouTuber's review for the putties, saying that the outfit was too baggy and it looks terrible because of it. I may not distinctly remember the weapons from the series, but I do remember the look of the suits, and they were baggy like this. They're not meant to be tight and form-fitting and sleek like the Rangers outfits are. This bagginess, it works in the figure's favour in my opinion. But if you want to tuck the excess fabric into the boots, or into the gloves, or under the head sculpt, you can manage most of it and get this outfit to look a lot smoother. If you see this on your putty, and you want to get rid of that at least, rotate the fabric out on the thighs, and the body underneath has enough friction so that the spandex is held in place once you turn it. coming down to the boots, I was worried, to say the least, when I saw those early videos because it looked like there was no ankle articulation. With their ranges, they went with a split cut boot design, but for the putties, they did something entirely different. Yes, they're flared out up top, so you get a little range out of that, and the sculpt work is good with the wrinkling and the creasing, plus they're well painted, there's a wash over the top. However, the best part about the boots is they're made of soft rubber just like modern Hot Toys figures boots are, when they go seamless like this. So that means we do get a decent range of motion out of them. Forward, back, rotation, and plenty of ankle tilt. The joint inside the boot is strong enough so that even if you're flexing it all the way forward or going for maximum tilt, they should hold in place. One more thing before we switch the hands back and get to comparisons. Why does Putty have visible nips? I know this is just a generic torso underneath the spandex. Surely they could have, when they removed the torso from the mold, shaved off the nips. That way this would have been smooth for the pecs underneath the outfit. They didn't do that. The fabric is just thick enough so that you can't really see them, although right now they are standing out, especially that one right there. If you angle him right, you won't see it. Maybe you won't even care. Alright, let's pop the normal hands back on the Putty Patroller. Look, just like any figure, there's pros and cons. I strongly believe that the pros far outweigh the cons for the Putty. This is a childhood fantasy figure for me. I've always wanted accurate Putty Patrollers in a larger scale like this. We had the smaller ones, with like 5 POA, and maybe even a little bit more like Lightning Collection more recently, but never something as good and as accurate as this is. It's not perfect, but it's darn close. For a quick side-by-side comparison, I grabbed the Red Ranger because he's the leader of the team after all, but you could use any Ranger. You can have Putties versus movie Power Rangers from Toys Battalion if you wanted to. The Putty is a little bit shorter than Jason, so maybe this isn't the Power Rangers body. Folks complained that the proportions were slightly off on the Rangers because of their long legs. This could be Threezero's attempt at fixing that. Going over articulation, starting off with his head sculpt. It's on a rubbery neck, underneath the outfit, and a double ball peg. Looking forward to there, looking up to there, that's surprisingly more than I thought we were going to get. Swivel and pivot side to side. His arms are on ratchets at the shoulders going up to there. Forward and back, not on ratchets. There's a butterfly joint that hinges up and down. Swivel at the bicep, double bend at the elbow going the full way easily. Then the gloves are a single piece sculpt, so we only really get swivel. His torso crunches forward to there, but springs back a touch because it is covered in a rubbery overlay underneath the fabric outfit. Going back to there, swivel and pivot side to side. Legs go forward to there on some pretty squeaky friction joints going out to there, swivel at the upper thigh. Ratcheted double bend at the knee going past 90. Don't let the single piece sculpt for the boots fool you. They are not the same as what we saw for the wrists. The boots are nice and soft and squishy, so we get full access almost to the double ball peg inside of them. They're good for forward and back, swivel, as well as some ankle tilt. Wrapping up on another banger of a Power Rangers figure by Threezero. They go hard with their Power Rangers figures. Is he the best in the line so far? Absolutely not. Far from it. This guy isn't perfect. He's got some notable issues, such as the thickness of the neck, the visible nips, the bagginess of the outfit for some, not a problem for me, but all of that you just need to be aware of going into this. He's simple, he's effective, no bullshit, no accessories really, we need display bases Threezero, and he achieves what they set out to do. This is a shrunk down version of a Putty Patroller. Do I want Lord Zed putties? Yep. Do I want Rita and Goldar and maybe Finster? Lord Zed if they're feeling nasty? Yeah, absolutely. But this, along with Lord Draken and Ranger Slayer, they're a good start for MMPR villains. We need more of them, but I'm glad they decided to make putties, because these things are iconic. The sound that they make, seeing just swarms of them attack the Rangers. Now I'm tempted to get 4, at least 4, because they are priced so reasonably that Threezero made it easy for us to do that. Multiples are their best friend when it comes to putties, and I think that was their intention going in. Now, if you're heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.